So we're going to get right into it. We already have our investors, our prominent industry leaders seated right here in front. So without wasting much time, just like Mr. Uche has said, we're going to be starting off while our already shortlisted, selected founders get ready, warm up themselves. We're going to be starting off with the pop-up, right? So if you are here, I saw some people who raised their hands up. If you have something you want to pitch your business right here, right now on the spot, remember you are contesting for a sports pitch on the big stage and win a fully funded trip to Portugal. So if you want to say something in 2 minutes, because we're going to be very time conscious, come out. Okay, I see your hand here. You want to go first? Okay, so come out, you introduce yourself, tell us what you're about, and
Good day, everyone. My name is Destiny. I'm a brand identity designer slash social media manager. I've also been printing for about 4 to 5 years right now in Port Harcourt here. So, and my team, we are currently working on a tech startup called Print Express. So it's going to be a printing and design platform that makes printing as simple as ordering food online. Jumia, but for print items. So with our app, customers can browse ready-made templates for products like flyers, mugs, and business cards. So you'll be able to see templates, design templates. So if, for example, you're a corporate business and you need business cards, you could just go on our app, put your name, upload your pictures on our templates, and it will automatically generate a business card for you. You can send this order, we will handle the printing. So what we'll be handling is basically delivery, logistics, that's delivery, payment, because who will also be working alongside printers, local printers, logistics, and also quality control. We'll be handling quality control to make sure these products that are going to be delivered to the customer are actually quality products. We have different screens on the app. You can place orders with clear specifications, size, lamination, different kinds of things. Then you can also track your orders and get nationwide, 2 minutes, okay, get nationwide delivery. So we're looking to be in every state in Nigeria. So we don't want a situation where you're having an event in Abuja and we'll have to deliver your items all the way from Port Harcourt to Abuja. So we're looking to have different outlets, I'll call it offices, in the various states in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
thank you. A round of applause for him. Please, do you have any comments?
How do you intend to make money? You didn't break that down. Is it that people are going to pay for the design? Because if the person has to go online to now type out their details.
Thank you very much. So at this point in time, our major, I'll call it our value proposition, is the printing, which is the main thing we have that no other person has. Okay, now to answer your question about where we get paid, we'll be paid when you make prints. Just like you have your local printer, you send him, for example, the banners that were used for this event, there were printers that did those banners. So you can order from us, we will handle everything on our app, you pay us, we interface with the printers. So everyone knows that we have the money, like we're holding the money. We don't send the money to the printer unless the work is good. You understand? So us making our money is more like we are selling our services and products, and you're giving us the money. Also my line of work per se. So I've been able to, I don't have to answer, but I've been able to, with the experience that I've had over the years, I've been able to see that, in fact, if you go to my one now, you'll see a thriving, just in Port Harcourt alone, a thriving printing, I'm not calling it an empire, but you understand what I mean. For Lagos, it's the same thing, because that's where I'm from. Everything. So I believe there's a market for it, a huge market, in fact.
Then let me see, the money, it's essential. I'm a finance person. If you pitch to me and you don't talk about your numbers, I've not heard about your gross margin, I've not heard about your net margin, things that would help you build your business, your financial modeling. You did not mention anything regarding, so you need to work on that as well. And what phase is your business currently at? You did not let us know whether you have an MVP already or you're still in your ideation phase.
Please, let's put our hands together for him. Okay, let's have one more person before we get right into our shortlisted founders for today. Please, let's put our hands together as she makes her way to the stage.
Royal Sheaves International. We're an agribusiness company. Royal Sheaves International. The Royal Sheaves International has over 1,000 plots of land in River State. We have about 2 hectares in Afam. So what we need now is funds because we're looking at a bigger capacity for the oil palm mill, right? And the oil palm plantation, looking at having a larger oil palm plantation of about 250 hectares for a start. So basically that's what I'm pitching today. And my name is Hattie, Farmer Hattie Nkoyo. So like I said, my property is over 1,000 plots of land, and it's worth about 500,000 naira for a plot, right? So that's over $500 million naira currently. So currently we're running a small capacity mill, about 5 tons per day mill. So we do like 800 liters of palm oil. So in figures, we do averagely about 50 million naira a year. So we're looking at getting a larger mill, and then this agri-city is basically just going to be for the oil palm plantation. While the ones we're going to be having in Afam, we want to do like greenhouse hubs, where I get to have greenhouses, and then for smart farming, we do habanero peppers and bell peppers. So we're already running the pilot scheme for that.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Harmony Abayomi, and what I'm here to pitch is Valor AI. So in Africa, there is a problem in Africa in agriculture. Over 30% to 40% of our agricultural produce are wasted. So what Valor does, Valor is a mobile application that solves this problem. Valor detects diseases in fruits. So all you need is just your phone. Then you take a picture of the fruits. Then when you take a picture of the fruits, the app tells you if the fruit is good for consumption or if it's not good. And aside that, it also tells you the disease that the fruit has. So it doesn't just detect disease, it educates the users as well. Farmers, just imagine this, farmers are making a gamble daily. So if I have a fruit, just imagine I have a mango in my hand and I want to sell it to you. The mango might be bad, and I might decide to keep it for 2 weeks. If I decide to keep it for 2 weeks, it might get rotten. So with Valor, you just take a picture. Valor is very accessible. You need a phone. So in agriculture, farmers and people in the agricultural businesses, they need expensive tools. So all you just need is just your phone and a picture of the fruit. So when you just take a picture of the fruit, you can decide if they are not going to sell it. I hope it's clear. So our business model, we plan to go through the business to business and the business to consumer. So the business to business is first on our list. We plan to collaborate with corporations and organizations that have a large reach to farmers. We're already doing that. And we're also in the process of data collection. So we can't build without knowing what the users want. So when we do this, we get feedback and we apply it to our app. So yes, you can move. So our user persona, right? Everybody here has emotions. So this is basically what the user feels when they hear about our product. When I mentioned Valor, everybody will be confused. That's the first emotions. But when I move on, the emotions change. The second emotion is the pilot programs and testing. So when they test it, they become happy. Like, okay, I have this problem in agriculture, and my problem is solved. Then the next is the launch of products. So when we launch, when a farmer, just imagine this, I tell a farmer that I have this product, an AI product, they will be scared to use the product. So then the user is confused and frustrated. So after the launch, this is a relief, a sigh of relief. So after the user uses the product and it is successful, the user can now take a deep breath. So yeah, you can move on. So yes, our product also aligns with SDGs. The first is zero hunger. So imagine the 30% of produce that is wasted. Imagine if it doesn't get wasted and it goes to feed a lot of people. So the second is good health and well-being. When I eat a rotten fruit, I can get sick. The third is innovation and infrastructure. So that's the point of Startup South X, innovation. So our app supports innovation and builds infrastructure. Our target audience are farmers and traders, end users like you and I that eat fruits, food processing industries and agricultural stakeholders and businesses. Yes. So our vision for growth, we currently use just mangoes, and the reason why we are just on mangoes is because of data. The data on fruits in the world is very low, and diseases, because we have to train them on certain diseases. So we are just on mangoes, so we plan to scale to other fruits, like tomatoes. I don't think any Nigerian or African household can do without tomatoes. So we plan to scale to tomatoes, oranges, and apples, and other fruits. Second is offline processes. For this AI tool, you need access to internet. So we're currently working on a model where you don't have to connect to the internet. So imagine a farmer, one more minute, okay. Yes, so imagine a farmer in a very rural area. They might not have good internet, but we're trying to give them the option of solving this problem offline. So yes. So our product has won a hackathon. We have been recognized by BBC, Punch, Guardian, and Tech Cabal. So move up. So summary, what does Valor represent? Valor represents accessibility. Like I said, you just need your smartphone. Valor is AI powered, and Valor is very easy to navigate. Then the last is scalable.
You have a great story, but it got buried, and you obviously went online and found a list of slides you're supposed to have in your pitch, and you created a pitch, but your story got buried in there. Throw away your slides and tell your story, because it's really wonderful what you're doing, but throw this crap away. So I'm sorry, I'm from Silicon Valley. We're really honest, and I'd love to see your story come through better.
So I have a couple of remarks. Beautiful presentation, I must say. And then you're doing an amazing job with your application. I want to understand, you mentioned that what you do currently, or what your app, the capability of your app is on mangoes right now, and you're trying to expand into tomatoes and every other household product. So what exactly is stopping you right now? Is it funding? Because you also made the same mistake. The first what's it called? Is it speaker or the first person made, which was not telling us what you need or what you want. So what exactly is stopping you expanding into other products? Is it funding? Is it something else? Is it technology?
That basically is collaboration between agricultural cooperatives. So when people or organizations that have large products like this, when they take pictures of their products and we store them, we can use that. But there is lack of access to that. And secondly, funding also.
All right, so you just need to be able to assess those. I think he should be able to help you with. He should be able to help you with that challenge. But yes, okay. So the second thing I would want to ask is on your user persona. I think you mentioned different stages of what your user persona experience. But from what I have learned regarding user persona, it's being able to tailor it down to an individual who uses your product, being able to explain it, and then using it to help you with your marketing positioning, how you are able to target those users. That's the only correction I'm going to make. And then you didn't, like I mentioned, you didn't tell us what you want. What's your funding looking like? And your application as well. Are you at MVP stage? Because I know you mentioned that your product is already working. So does it mean it's working as and it is in the hand of users? Where are you currently at? Have you launched your product, or are you still pre-launch?
Okay, yes, we are going to launch in December. So we have a prototype ready. Yeah, we're currently taking data before we start testing next month. We have tested with some individuals and like events. So we are going to test fully with the users next month. So the finances, we are currently looking to raise $10,000 for the pre-seed. Yeah? 8%.
Okay, so I just want to understand. The person just takes a picture of the disease, they get to know, and what next? Does it end there about just knowing what the disease is?
When they know what's wrong with the fruit, they make critical decisions. Like I said, when a farmer wants to sell a produce, and when they just take the picture of that produce, they know whether the fruit is good enough to keep for a longer period of time, or if they need to sell it out. So the point of Valor is to allow the users make informed decisions.
It's not that you are providing or linking them to any possible solution. Good. You see, I want you to think beyond what you're doing now, because there is a similar business. They're also into AI. They work with one of the largest plantation in Ghana. What they do is slightly different, but the plantation has over 1 billion palm trees, and what the AI does is it lets them know which side is ripe, and they go and harvest. Now imagine Valor identifies the disease and would later recommend a possible treatment. Then it becomes beneficial to a farmer. It helps them to stop the spread of the disease. But if it just ends at information and now I am left to solve my own problem, there is a huge gap.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that Valor is also for literacy. That's in the literacy part. So it also educates the users and the farmers on possible solutions on what they can do to prevent these diseases. So it also helps, it educates the users. So it addresses that problem that you just mentioned.
Understand the value proposition. Yeah, somebody snap their product, get to know whether to keep it or to sell it. What value is that? Just to know whether, because if I have a product, the end goal is to sell it. If I even get to know that it's going to be bad, do you think I will just throw it away? A farmer wants to still push it to the market, so I'm still struggling with the value.
It's just a wild thought based on the working with businesses like yours. Instead of just looking at the fruits, they should be able to identify, is it a way to tell whilst it's not even ripe if it's been attacked by something? How do we solve it? So they solve it at the root level, because some diseases, when they attack a farm, they ruin the whole farm. And that's what makes sense to a farmer, that you are saving my farm from being destroyed. So if your solution does not solve the problem and it's just me throwing away the fruit or keeping it, it doesn't really benefit me. So we look at it again. That's just my quick thoughts for you.
So it addresses that solution. That the stuff of scanning is just the first. So it tells you what to do after you scan.
There is something with startups. When you are talking to an investor, the person is not an agriculturalist. Try your best. I've seen a lot of tech people go sit in front of an investor and they are talking tech stuff. The person doesn't have that experience. This on a friendly side, don't be worried. You are learning, okay? Take your time, break it down for the person to understand it. As he said, you didn't say it. It's a beautiful product, but if you don't explain it well, the investor would walk away not knowing what exactly you are tackling. And that is the solution he wants to know.
Pitch. But are you in agriculture, right? Are you technical also? Okay, you're in technical. So I want to explain further so that you will understand what she's saying. If you're in tech, right, and you come to an investor and you're pitching your product, and you're busy explaining to him how the server, how the database, how the code, I don't know if you get what I'm saying, right? You're basically just losing it from there. Because that is not his business to understand. The business he's supposed to understand is, what does the product do? How does it do it? Who does it do it for? And how much does it generate? Simple. Just make it as simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please note, like Mr. Uche said, we are going to be having a short list of founders who are going to be pitching on the stage tomorrow as well. Aside a lot that's different from those who do not even pitch at all today, but we're going to be having, there's a grading for this session basically, and one of the things that our judges are going to be evaluating you on is your clarity and conciseness of your pitch. They're also going to be evaluating based on your market and scalability. They're also going to be looking at your business model and, of course, your innovation. So these are the 4 major buckets that our judges are going to be evaluating you against, right? And each one bears a weight of 25 points, right? All of them summing up to 100. So while you're coming out to pitch, keep that in mind. And we'll be calling on the next person. Please take note, you have 5 minutes.
So good afternoon, everyone. Africa's first universal health identity system. I'm Chidera Waimike. I'm the co-founder and CEO of CareSync. At CareSync, we are building the easiest, simplest, safest, and fastest way to move and share your health records easily. 250,000 Nigerians die yearly due to preventable medical errors. 80% of medical records are stored in paper-based system. Doctors at different times make decisions without access to patient history. Patients repeat tests, waste money, and suffer delays in point of care. Health can improve if the tools remain disconnected. There's a fragmentation problem also. Hospitals and hospital labs and HMOs do not talk to each other. There's no universal standard for sharing and storing health records. Every institution, every health institution in Africa runs in isolation, and patients take fragments of data across providers. Disconnected system also equals disconnected care. Our solution and what we are building, a universal health identity that connects everyone, meaning hospitals, patients, AMRs and HMOs, and anyone who require health records at different points. So every patient gets a secure care ID at Amina 88443, that is an example. Records are encrypted, stored and owned by the patient. Hospitals, HMOs and AMRs connect to our API. So we're building a universal health identity system that is compatible across these 3 reports. Why now? Africa is mobile first, but healthcare is still in paper folders. We have over 480 million plus Africans who use smartphones. 91% of the internet is mobile, and 74% of patients demand access to their health data. Patients are already digital, their healthcare should be too. The cost, $15 billion plus, lost annually to inefficiency and duplication. Nigerians spend about $3 billion yearly on diagnostics, on repeat diagnostics. Across Africa, inefficiency costs about $15 billion plus, and poor data leads to poor outcomes. So we waste health data repeatedly. How it works, how CareSync work across the ecosystem. For patients, they get a care ID, and they can store and share their records with hospitals seamlessly. Hospitals and MROs fetch or put records when they are in sync with our API. HMOs and insurers verify claims with care IDs and reduce fraud and ensure continuity. We're building a simple layer that makes every system interoperable. We also have Clear predicts, and it explains and it helps and empowers people, both the healthcare provider and also the patient. So once your health record is on CareSync, Clear is an AI that helps you understand your health records, and also at the point of care, also help the hospitals summarize your entire health history without having to look at the entire thing. Our traction currently, we have about 1,300 people who have generated their care ID within 1 month. We're already prepping sync with EMRs like Ilium Health, MediHealth, and some other ones. We have conversation with the Ministry of Health in Lagos and in Delta State. We have 25 plus doctors in our care circle, and patients are already asking for the future we are building. Our go-to-market strategy, we acquire patients through doctors across healthcare globally. The best people to sell to is through the doctors. So we are doing that same thing. For patients, doctors earn 15% per sign-up, and this applies to also hospitals. As we scale, one of the major things that would help us at hospitals use CareSync well is when they become care ID compatible, where they can store their health records and patients trust them more because their health records are safe. So we integrate with EMRs. There's no new software required. Hospitals do not need to pay for us. So that's the coolest thing. Hospitals do not need to pay. So it's plug and play through their EMRs. Our market opportunity, we have a TAM of $259 billion, SAM $10 billion, and our SUM $5 million. Our market capture potential for step 1, we're looking at getting 1% of the total Nigerian population. We're about 220 million in Nigeria. So if we have 10%, that puts us about 2.2 million. With 10,000 naira charge, that gives us roughly $28 million in annual revenue and 22 billion naira in annual revenue also. So our business model, we charge patients $10 and 10,000 naira or $10 for a secure KID. For HMOs and insurers, they would charge them $0.5 per KID verification. And also most of our future revenue stream is inside marketplace anonymized, basically data to all public research and every other thing. So model B to scale. This is our roadmap to Q 2026. I think we're going to the next one. We're connecting layer node on that silo, and we're also raising $200,000 to build the next, to build the future of Nigerians' healthcare identity. Our team, I myself am the CEO. Next, please. I'm the CEO. We have Chinyere Wonsu. She works in healthcare. We have Uchenna. He works at Ilium Health, one of the largest healthcare ecosystem in Africa. And we also have Unamdi. He currently serves as Chief Data Officer at the Ministry of Health. So thank you very much. So we're looking at achieving an air data that follows everybody, not institution, by 2040. I mean, everybody can send money from anywhere they are. You could also share your health records too. Thank you very much.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You are selling, basically you're selling data. You want me to have a card with you so that wherever I travel, people can access my medical history. Is that the case? Yes, with my permission, definitely. Who exactly is your target market? Are you looking at middle income, low income, the wealthy? There is a reason I'm asking this question.
Our goal is to make sure every African has a KID and they can use it. So that's why even with the pricing, it's basic $10 yearly, something that basically every Nigerian can afford. So everybody at different places. Or every 50% of Nigerians. Every year.
Okay, so mine is more of comments. You guys are doing an amazing job, honestly, because it's a challenge that I also face. Maybe I fell ill at home and I went to my, what's it called, enough information that I don't even have so much questions to ask you. But yes, I'm still going to ask you some questions. How much are patients, if I'm not mistaken? So how much have you made so far, or was that all free while you were doing the beta testing? So I want.
All right, so we have an MVP currently that enables people to generate their KID. So you cannot just search for a KID. So when we are currently in building phase that expands the value of connectivity, interoperability, and the.
So I understand why a patient would want this. How are you going to convince the hospitals?
For the hospital, data security is a very, very large thing. And most times when we pitch hospital, we tell them, you have an EMR currently, but we're using us, you get to split liability. Meaning, if the instance where the EMR becomes not working or does not work well, you can also access the data from us and at no charge. So the liability is split.
You can't split liability between your company and the hospital. They will not accept that. I don't know if you have already signed up any hospital that has accepted that. Maybe you can prove me wrong. But in my little that I've heard now, I don't think hospitals will sign up for split liability for especially patient data. It's very critical. And you should look at it this way. I give an example with the two security companies. One says that they can give us one single security guy who will take care of the building. The other security company said, no, we can only give you two because of backup. If this one is not around, the other one is there. Understood. But then when we had to say, okay, you give us one, we already have a security, it's cheaper. Just trying to give you an analogy, right? This one is cheaper, let's get another person. Now, who is securing the building? Who is liable for the security of the building? Because both of them are at the building and both of them are different companies. Now you have the data, they have the data. If data leaks, who is liable for it? Do you understand? So I don't think that is but what I see is possibility in my head that you could do resident data for the hospitals. Resident data will allow the hospitals to hold the data. You can encrypt, you can do all your technology aspect of it. But then you allow it to reach out using the system of the liability based on the approval of the patient and the hospital. So basically, how I'm seeing all of this is making the tech on the system rather than creating a new system. It's better that way.
There is none. By your research, have you heard of D&B, Dun and Bradstreet? No. They are doing something in line with this for the health sector. Yes, Dun and Bradstreet for business info, but they have a product 2 years ago for the health sector just like this. So you might need to research because they are, Donor is very big. So if they are going into this sector, you need to be careful also.
Why most EMR providers try to go through the hospital, they're making sure that the patient gets access to their records and can move it at a different time.
Their own product because they are also helping the hospitals they have a software that help them to manage hospitals. So this customer data the patient data is just an add-on. So they are already helping them to automate their own entire process, and this is an add-on. So there is more reason why hospital would want to use them because they are providing them a system to run their hospitals.
Thank you so much. So, because of lack of time, we are going to be reducing the pitch time to 4 minutes, right? 1 minute less. Yes, exactly. We also need fewer comments so that we can cover, and yeah, exactly. Okay, fine. We'll keep it at 5 minutes so nobody is treated. All right. Do we have a media pilot here? No. Do we have snaps? Okay, please make your way to the stage. Let's put our hands together for Zion.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Zion, and what I have for us here today is Synapse on Chain and Synapse Academy. Firstly, Synapse on Chain is a way of bringing youths, and like I noticed there's a problem with the African youths. They are more after money than education. So how we plan on reaching our audience is by bringing them in. That's where Synapse on Chain comes in. Synapse on Chain is basically we are rewarding these users for learning. We are giving them gamified learn and earn tools. That means they could play games and earn what we call the dollar sign, which is our rewards-based system. $1,000 sign would give us one SWI. SWI is a layer one blockchain that is interested in the African youths. They have different campus setups, which is where I got introduced. Okay, Synapse on Chain is a learn and earn, task to earn gamified platform built on SWI blockchain. It is basically just for us to reward users and draw them to the academy. So now what is Synapse Academy? It's an edtech platform, just like Scribd, where users could get study materials. They could also, lecturers or teachers could also host classes, meetings. Yeah, they could send alerts or like notifications of these classes. It is also a platform like Seller, where users could market. Yeah, it's like it also consists of like a marketplace where users could sell like resources or materials and we would get our cut from it, like 10 to 20% of each thing they are selling. Um, sorry, my slides are like this. I requested for it to be changed, but it's not yet done. Sorry, back to what I was saying. Okay, sorry. We've gotten traction. We pitched at the UNESCO Youth Hackathon, which brought us to like a global stage. We also have a certificate of participation from UNESCO. So how would investors earn from Synapse? What we're planning to do is during the forthcoming WAEC or JAM, after we release the MVP in January, what we're planning is that we could offer maybe free WAEC CBT practices. I've built a CBT platform myself for my department, where users could come in and they could use the platform. Then later we would offer a paid version. So you're basically earning from the paid version where users would subscribe monthly for these materials. It will be customized based on the basic learning or sectors we have. We have education, computing, agri-tech, and so on and so forth. Um, can I get the next slide? Okay, what we're asking for is $1,500, which would cut across marketing and also which goes across marketing and production of this platform. The wait list is out. Could I get the next slide? The, again. Okay, we launched the wait list on the 25th of September, and so far we have 400 plus users on the wait list. Yeah, and that's Synapse. Thank you.
How the investors earn. You had a slide on it, but you did not talk more about how the investors earn.
Okay. How investors earn is basically we're going to offer, after we've gained enough traction, like I said, we're going to use the WAEC and JAM to scale Synapse. That means we're going to bring it to schools and we'll just get students to use this platform. Then because we're targeting university students, so when they're getting into the university, they could get the paid version of Synapse, which is where we get our revenue from. Most people do not want to learn, and there's a problem with access to resources. For example, my department, the Department of Information Technology at Uniport, it's a new department, so we have very little resources. So that's the kind of bridge I'm trying to form. By very little resources, most of our courses, I have to use AI instead of finding like other articles that other users or people have gotten. Where Synapse is different is that we offer questions like CBT practices and more. Yeah, and we're also thinking of using like an AI platform that would enable these users to learn based on the outline they offer. What we're planning is, like I said, Synapse on Chain is introducing Synapse Academy. We're using Synapse on Chain to introduce it because most people, or most students rather, are money-minded. So we're going to drag them in with the gamified platform.
Okay. All right. So I would like to ask, your fund ask was quite shocking to me. So you said you want to raise $1,500. At what percentage equity? At what percentage are you raising the 1,500? What are you giving to the investor?
Okay, I believe we could give the investor 10%.
Up your presentation and give some feedback, some lessons, some adjustment that I think you should do. One is I noticed you brought tokenomics, blockchain, blah, blah, blah things. I'll advise just scrape that out, right? I stand on just advisor point of view. Scrape all of that out. You don't need all of that. You are not a blockchain, crypto, whatever thingy. So take that off. Second thing is you need to focus on the area of who you are solving the problem is. Either you're solving students who are in secondary school trying to get into university, they want to write WAEC, NECO, and JAM, so you focus on WAEC, NECO, and JAM, or you are helping university students who are writing exams, so you help university students who are writing exams. Don't mix too many things at the start. You're at the very early stage, so the more load you carry, the more difficult it becomes for you to take off. So make it as easy as possible. Then lastly, learn to earn, right? Earning. That metric is not even clear. I think I try to even understand. I still don't understand what that part is, but I just like the concept of read or study and then earn. But don't do crypto on blockchain. That's just an advice. Then you also need to improve your understanding of finance and investment and these things, because the question is true. You get the point. Thank you.
So tell us, what's the margin when you learn and you earn? What is the margin for the students or for you? Not no. What did you gain? Because they are putting in their money, then they learn, they get to some mileage, and you pay them back for learning. So how do you now make money?
Sorry, like I said, these are two different projects.
Why do I need to get into the academy? If I get into the academy, what is in it for you? They could have gone to YouTube or any other platform to learn. Why are they learning in your academy? I thought you were solving the problem of people being disciplined to learn. And parents would have loved it that this is dragging them, because most of their children are into games and they are not learning anything. Games are distracting them. Now, this is a new game that makes them to learn what the parents want to learn, and the children are also happy and they are earning from it. So it is a platform that parents will love you to be on. I thought that was your main focus. So if I get into your academy, why am I there? There are other free universities online, Coursera. There are a lot of platform where you can learn without paying anything. Did you get the point? So focus on the learn and earn is, I think, is the most interesting part of it.
Especially the gamify aspect, it would really make you go far. And like you said, do you want to focus on secondary school students? Do you want to focus on university students? Even the secondary school, there can still be an area of focus, which is those ones that want to write exam, WAEC, NECO, JAM, helping them pass their exam and getting into university. So there's a lot to tweak there.
I think you need a mentor to sit down with you to look at the whole structure. You have something interesting, but you've sort of mixed it all up. So someone who is a techie person to guide you. Don't throw it away, but let someone help you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for him. We just heard from Snaps Academy. Do we have Ace with Fun here? How about Hospital Healthcare Limited? Okay, let's put our hands together for John as he makes his way to the stage. John, are you ready?
Hi everyone, my name is John. I'm the co-founder of Hospital Healthcare. Hospital is solving a very fundamental problems in healthcare today. I think, next slide. The first problem we are solving is the inadequacy in healthcare accessibility. A patient will go to a hospital, wait around in the waiting room for over a few hours and before they will be attended. And a lot of preventable diseases currently are left untreated, which obviously goes into a chronic conditions and resulting to a significant amount of death rates. And other problems we have, such as doctors' availability to treat patients. The doctor-to-patient ratio currently in Nigeria is well over 1 to 100 doctors. And you can see that that kind of ratio is obviously is not good enough for accessibility in healthcare. So the problem we are currently solving is to ensure accessibility of patients to doctors. So we are solving this, we built 4 mobile applications. One of them is the patient mobile application, whereby a patient can simply log in, see the list of doctors that are available, and book appointments with those doctors. And it's an open platform, unlike other competitors out there where they have a fixed way of doing telemedicine, whereby they employ their doctors. Here at hospital, any doctor can sign up, logs into the platform, and submits the application for verification. And once that doctor is verified, they will be onboarded in a 1-week program, and then they can attend to patients. So patients can just send the request to their doctor. The doctor accepts the patient and book and have a conversation with the patient. And right after, the doctor can make a prescription to the patient. The patient can also, through the e-commerce application, a section of the patient app, request the prescription and then get it delivered to their doorstep. So we have a vendor app. The vendor app, where we have aggregated all the vendors within Lagos and Nigeria, across Nigeria, where they can upload their inventories, drugs, medical equipment, and medical devices. Once the doctor prescribes any of those either medicine or medical equipment, the patient can check them out and we can deliver it to them via our Rider app. So we currently have 4 products in the market: the patient app, the doctor app, the vendor app, and the Rider app. And our business model is simple. Just like I explained, the patient makes a request from the patient app. That is where the onboarding starts. Once the patient makes a request, doctor accepts that request and have a consultation with the patient. And then the doctor can now prescribe both medication, medical equipment, such as BP apparatus, for example. So we are currently handling preventable medical ailments. Other ailments that are really critical, the doctor have to recommend either to a specialist, which the doctor app can actually accept both generalists and specialists. They have 2 different verification methods on the platform. And currently, we're also running a program to accept therapists and other allied healthcare practitioners as well. And also partner with some other companies to onboard laboratory services onto the platform. We don't want to build it just as reinventing the wheel. We want to power that with partnerships. And our revenue stream is simple. Patients come to the platform, makes a payment. books a consultation with the doctor, and in turn, we charge the doctor 30% off of that consultation, and that is our revenue stream. And then on the e-commerce, we also charge for deliveries of those products that the patient will purchase. For instance, once a patient finishes a consultation with the doctor, and the doctor makes a prescription, the patient can have the ability to purchase it via our e-commerce in the patient app, and then we bill them for the delivery. And then we give the rider 70% and take 30% of the commission for the delivery fee. And we also have a community section on the patient app where patients can come in for free, request assistance, and then a doctor, a verified doctor can also. So this is what is currently powering our adoption rates because of the community. It's a strategy that we employed to make sure that we actually hit the adoption margin that we're projecting. So these are the projected costs. The project management is within 11.4, and then the app development and data analysis, this is the fee. And then, next slide, please. And then this is the revenue targets. We want to hit at least 11.25 per annum, and then the e-commerce. Okay. All right, and then for e-commerce logistics, which is powering our delivery services, rider app and the vendor app, we're also going to hit 6.2 million per annum, and then within the timeline of 1 to 3 years. So I am the co-founder, and my founder, Dr. Kuro, is a medical doctor. I started out as a nurse. Right now, I've already spent 7 years in the tech industry. I have my tech agency building products for clients, and that is why we build these products basically to solve all the healthcare needs in Nigeria. So our ask is at least $100K that can help us to power all these the go-to-market strategies and the product adoption within 1 to 2 years. Marketing and all the other costs. Yeah.
Thank you very much. How big is your team?
So we are currently running a very lean team. I myself is powering the development. We have just 3 team members.
3 team.
1 mobile developer,
so
1
suggestion,
backend.
solve 1 problem, not 4. 3 people aren't going to solve these 4 problems. Pick 1. After you solve it and you grew your team, solve the next problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So my other question is, so you mentioned that unlike other apps where they have specific doctors to specific apps, any doctor can sign up, right?
Yes.
Do you know how much they are making? Because you're going to take a 30% of every care the doctor renders on the app, right?
Yes.
The same with the riders, the delivery people and all. So you need to know what value, why would they choose yours over going elsewhere where they are assured of that income, they are assured of the services that they are running. 2, even though you say you're going to verify, how are you going to ensure that you are cutting down in terms of getting quacks that can make up documentations to be on the platform? So these are certain nitty-gritty things you need to look at.
We have already put all those in consideration. So we actually estimated like an average salary of a doctor, which averages 300 to 400,000 a month. So a doctor can actually hit that particular amount within 2 weeks at hospital because they already like this is on demand. As patient comes, they actually accept appointments. So a doctor can actually open a calendar in the doctor app to fill even 1 week, which can even earn them 200,000 within 1 week.
Great.
Yes.
You mentioned that you had a community side to the app, and that is what has pushed your numbers, right?
Yes,
It's not running at the moment, is it? Is the app running?
Yes, the form of applications is live on Play Store and Apple Store.
How many of them are community?
So the community is available in patient app and doctor app. Doctors have their own community in their community app.
Okay, so maybe I didn't get you right. You were talking about a bit where, in the instance where someone cannot afford, more like a CSIR that you are rendering as part of the app. Was that the case?
I didn't get that one.
Okay, so let's say I am not wealthy. I can't afford the service. Did you say something about such people being able to go to the app to get
ask
medical
yes.
for free?
For free.
How many of those are, what's the percentage of those people on the app right now? Yes.
Yes, so currently our community is well over, so currently now we are still trying to get adoptions. We have 150 patients and we have a conversion rate of 50%, whereby those 150 patients, almost 50% of them are currently booking appointment. And that's 50%, almost 50% of them converted through the community. They ask questions, a verified doctor will actually give them a link to book appointments on their calendar, and from there they can book an appointment, and then they pay.
I think I'll lean towards what he's saying. Don't try to do so many things at the same time. I think Ahmad has said that to one of the other businesses. You are starting, grow one place, do it and do it well before you expand. Other than that, they would suffer. You will not see any trajectory in terms of your growth.
We actually want to pivot telemedicine first before the e-commerce, and that's where we are heading. Other ones, the two apps are just to power up to make it a cycle of healthcare solutions here.
Thank you. Let's put our hands together for him as he makes his way back.